You think you could just disappear after all of this? After looking me straight in the eye and lying? You are unbelievable. I am not doing this out here. Oh, you're not? You don't get to make that call. I'm standing right in front of you. Look at me.
Pay close attention to this residential doorbell camera footage. A woman and a man stand near the entrance of a townhouse in Asheville, North Carolina. They are fighting. She is visibly furious, leaning in, her voice raised, her hands cutting through the air. She jabs a finger at him, closing the space between them. He stands motionless at first, jaw tight, shoulders rigid. Then, without warning, he seizes her by the wrist and steers her sideways. Both figures vanish beyond the camera's reach. The lens continues recording the empty doorstep. This looks like a relationship unraveling in real time. This looks like a couple tearing each other apart on a Tuesday night. What it actually is the final time Maya Calloway will ever be seen alive. And the question is not what unfolded after they stepped out of that frame. The question is why the man who killed her 3 hours later had been sending her husband text messages for 16 months, reading, "I can't stop thinking about you," while Maya slept down the hall. This is the story of how a buried truth destroyed 3 people. And when you learn what investigators recovered from that spare phone tucked inside a storage bin in the basement, you will understand why some secrets are far more lethal than any confession could ever be. What everyone got wrong. Most people who watch this footage reach the same conclusion: domestic violence, a marriage gone toxic, a husband who snapped. That is what the first officers on scene assumed when a neighbor phoned in the noise complaint. That is what Maya's family feared when she stopped answering calls. That is what the lead detective assumed when he knocked on Caleb Calloway's door at 6:30 in the morning and asked where his wife had gone. They were all wrong. The man in that footage did not kill his wife. He loved his wife. He also loved someone else. And that someone else decided that loving 2 people simultaneously was one too many. 3 days before that argument, Maya Calloway noticed something she couldn't quite name. Her husband smelled different. Nothing offensive, not cigarettes or sweat, just unfamiliar. A fragrance she had never purchased, something warm and cedar-edged. She asked him about it. He said a colleague had lent him a sample. She accepted the answer. 2 days before that argument, the same scent appeared again, on his collar, on his coat. This time she said nothing. She simply watched. The way he kept his phone face down at dinner, the way a private smile crossed his face before he locked the screen, the way he stayed at the office 4 evenings that week when he had never once done so before. She did not speak. She started paying attention. 1 day before that argument, Maya was reorganizing the storage area in the basement. She shifted a plastic bin full of old files. Behind it sat a phone, small, outdated, nothing she recognized. She pressed the power button. No passcode. She opened the messages. There were hundreds of them, all to a single contact, saved as Marcus, work ref. Except the messages had nothing to do with work. They were about longing, about stolen afternoons, about when are you finally going to choose me, about I can't keep doing this halfway, about explicit photographs that caused Maya to drop the phone and stumble backward into the concrete wall. The most recent message was from that same morning. It read, "I love you more than you know." Caleb had replied, "I love you too. Thursday still works." Maya sat on the basement floor for nearly an hour trying to process what she was holding. Her husband, Caleb, the man she married 5 years ago, the man who had held her through her mother's illness, the man who talked about adopting a dog and buying a bigger place someday, the man who kissed her temple every single morning before leaving for work. That man had been writing "I love you" to someone else, and the photographs on that phone were not of a woman. She did not weep, she did not shout. She sat perfectly still, feeling as though the ground had opened beneath her and there was nothing left to hold on to. She grew up in Savannah, Georgia, studied communications at Georgia Southern, met Caleb at a mutual friend's birthday gathering when she was 27. He was attentive, warm, and genuinely curious about her. He remembered the small things, the name of her favorite childhood book, the way she took her coffee, the offhand comment she made once about wanting to visit Iceland someday. He organized a surprise for her 30th birthday that involved her 3 closest friends, a rented cabin, and a sky full of stars. They dated for just over a year. He proposed on the Blue Ridge Parkway at sunset. She laughed and cried at the same time and said yes while he was still down on one knee. They married quietly, with 40 guests. They settled in Asheville for the hiking, the art scene, the breathing room. She ran a freelance brand consultancy from home. He worked in wealth management at a regional firm. Their life was not without friction, no real marriage is, but it was built on affection and shared effort and a belief in each other. Or so she had believed.
Maya had not intended to confront him that evening. Her plan was to pack a bag quietly, drive to her college friend's place in Charlotte, and figure out her next move from a safe distance. But when Caleb walked through the door at 6:20, she was still seated at the kitchen table. The phone sat in front of her. He entered, registered the phone, and went completely still, his face drained of color. She asked him one question: "Who is Marcus?" He didn't answer. She asked again. He said it was complicated. She said, then uncomplicated. He said he had met someone. She said, I can see that. He said it was never supposed to go this far. She said it did. He said he was sorry. She said sorry doesn't undo 16 months of deception. He said he loved her. She said, you love him too. He didn't deny it. The argument began quietly. Maya pressing, Caleb deflecting. How long? About a year and a half. Where did you meet? An app. Does he know about me? Yes. Does he want you to leave? He says he just wants to be with me. Do you want to leave? I don't know. That was when Maya's voice broke open. You don't know? You have lied to my face for over a year and you don't know? Caleb said he was lost. Maya said, you're not lost, you're a coward. Caleb said that wasn't fair. Maya said, fair? You want to talk to me about fair? She rose from her chair. He rose from his. Back and forth across the kitchen, into the hallway, through the living room, Maya pacing, Caleb rooted in place. She asked if he loved her. Yes. She asked if he loved Marcus. A pause. Yes. She asked how both things could be true. He said he didn't know. She asked if he was gay. He said he didn't think so. She asked what he was then. He said he didn't have a category for it. She said, you have a wife. That should be category enough. He said it wasn't about her. She said it became about me the day you put a ring on my hand. He said he had hoped the feelings would pass. She asked how long he'd been carrying them. He said maybe always, maybe only recently. He couldn't tell anymore. She asked if she was just a performance. He said no. She asked if he had ever really loved her. He said yes, every single day. She asked why he hadn't left if he wanted to be with Marcus. He said because leaving felt like demolishing everything. That is when the argument moved outside. A neighbor across the street began recording on their phone. The audio doesn't carry far enough to make out words. The doorbell camera catches the end of it. Maya gesturing forcefully, Caleb standing rigid. Then he reaches out, grips her wrist, pulls her aside, and both of them exit the frame. The camera records an empty doorway for the next 5.5 hours before anyone realizes Maya is gone. What no recording captured was what came next. She got in her car. He asked where she was going. She didn't respond.
She reversed out of the driveway and drove away. Caleb went back inside. He sat on the sofa. He stared at nothing. He did not call her. He did not text her. He just sat. That was at 7:49 in the evening. The doorbell camera shows the front door closing. It does not show him leaving again that night.
Maya drove to a bar called the Lantern Post on the west side of Asheville. She had never been there before. That was the point. She ordered a gin and tonic, then another, then another. The bartender asked if she was doing all right. She said she was wonderful. By 9:45, she had consumed 5 drinks. She was dancing near the jukebox, laughing too loudly, striking up conversations with strangers. She told a woman near the restrooms that her husband had been in love with a man, and she had just found out that night. The woman offered a sympathetic look and quietly stepped away. At 10:20, a man approached Maya at the bar. Tall, well-built, easy smile, the kind of energy that fills a room without demanding it. He bought her a drink. They talked. She can't recall the specifics. The alcohol had softened the edges of everything. Security footage from the bar shows them at the counter together, leaning close, laughing. He says something near her ear. She nods. They leave together at 11:52. The bartender remembered them walking out, said the guy seemed relaxed, considerate, held the door open. That man was Marcus Devereaux, 29 years old, a personal trainer at a gym called Elevation Fitness on the south side of the city. The same Marcus who had been sending Maya Calloway, "I can't stop thinking about you," for 16 months.
Maya Calloway was reported missing the following morning when she failed to appear for a scheduled video meeting with a client. Her younger sister phoned Caleb. He said they'd had a serious argument, that she'd driven off, and that he assumed she was staying somewhere for the night. Her sister said Maya always responded to her calls. Caleb checked. Maya's phone was routing straight to voicemail. He called hospitals. Nothing. He called friends. No one had heard from her. He called police. They advised him to wait 24 hours. He didn't wait. He filed a missing persons report that same morning. He disclosed the argument. He told them she drove away and he had no idea where she went. Officers reviewed the doorbell footage. His account matched. Neighbors corroborated it. His phone's GPS placed him inside the house all night. His alibi was airtight. 48 hours later, a woman walking her dog on a trail near Garin Creek found a body. Female, early 30s, partly concealed in dense undergrowth roughly 25 feet off the main path. Cause of death was blunt force trauma. The medical examiner placed time of death between 11:30 at night and 1:30 in the morning. The victim was identified as Maya Calloway through dental records. Caleb was brought in for questioning. He collapsed. He said he hadn't touched her, that he loved her, that the fight was his failure, but he would never in his life hurt her physically. Detectives verified his account at every turn. He was released after 20 hours. They went back to the beginning. Traffic cameras tracked Maya's car heading west from the house. Footage led detectives to the Lantern Post. Bar surveillance showed her drinking, dancing, leaving with a man. The bartender recognized him as someone who came in regularly. First name Marcus, always alone until that night. Detectives cross-referenced the name against the area and identified Marcus Devereaux, 29, no prior record, employed at Elevation Fitness. They went to his apartment. He wasn't home. They called. He answered. When asked if he knew Maya Calloway, he said no. When told a bartender had identified him with her, he paused, then said he had spoken to a woman but hadn't caught her name. When told he was on camera leaving with her, he said she'd asked to be dropped off at a convenience store and he'd obliged. When asked which one, he said he couldn't recall.
When told her body was found near Garin Creek, he said he had no knowledge of that. Detectives brought him in formally. He maintained his story. He met her, they flirted, she wanted to go somewhere quiet. He drove a short distance, she changed her mind. He let her out, he went home. Then, detectives asked for his phone. He asked for a lawyer. That's when they knew.
A warrant was obtained. Marcus's GPS data showed his car traveling to the Garin Creek trailhead at 12:17 in the morning. It remained there for 38 minutes. Then it returned to his apartment. Detectives arrested Marcus Devereaux on suspicion of murder. A search of his vehicle turned up blood trace in the cargo area, type consistent with Maya Calloway. A search of his apartment turned up a set of clothing with blood spatter stuffed into a gym bag in the closet. Marcus stopped talking. His lawyer began exploring options. But investigators weren't finished. They pulled his full phone history, messages, call logs, photographs, location data, going back nearly 2 years. What they found changed the entire shape of the case. Marcus Devereaux had been in a relationship with Caleb Calloway for 16 months.
Detectives returned to Caleb. They asked if he knew Marcus Devereaux. Caleb's face shifted. He asked why. They told him they had found all of it, every message, every photograph, every "I love you" on Marcus's phone. Caleb sat down slowly and put his face in his hands. Yes, he confirmed, he knew Marcus. They had met on a dating app about 18 months ago. He told them Maya had discovered everything the same day she died. He had texted Marcus at 7:57 that evening, minutes after Maya drove away. "She found the phone." Marcus replied, "What exactly did you tell her?" Caleb, "She found it herself. She saw everything." Marcus, "We need to talk, now." Caleb, "Not tonight. I need time." Marcus, "This can't sit." Caleb, "Please, give me space." Marcus did not respond. But his GPS shows his car leaving his apartment at 9:38 that evening. At 10:20, he arrived at the Lantern Post, the same bar where Maya Calloway was sitting alone, drinking heavily, trying to survive the worst night of her life.
Marcus knew Maya had uncovered the affair. He drove to find her. He located her at the bar. What he offered her, explanations, the truth about Garrett, something to hold on to in her shock, detectives could only piece together from what came next. What is certain is that she agreed to leave with him. He drove her to the Garin Creek trailhead. During those 38 minutes, Maya Calloway died. DNA testing confirmed it. Skin cells beneath her fingernails matched Marcus Devereaux. She had fought back. Her arms bore the evidence of it. When confronted with the GPS data, the blood in his car, and the DNA match, Marcus's attorney advised him to consider negotiating. He broke.
Marcus said that Caleb had spent months telling him that the marriage was suffocating him, that Maya didn't understand who he really was, that he felt caged. Marcus said he had loved Caleb with total certainty. He had believed, truly believed, that Caleb wanted to be with him but couldn't find the exit. Marcus said he had been patient, he had waited, he had told himself Caleb would eventually choose him. But when Caleb's message came through, she found the phone. Marcus panicked. He was convinced that Maya would force Caleb's hand, that the affair would end, that he would lose the person he loved most. So he decided to remove the obstacle. He told detectives he had gone to the bar specifically hoping to find Maya. He knew she would be distressed. He knew she would be drinking. He introduced himself without revealing who he was. He listened. He flirted. He offered to take her somewhere they could talk privately. Once they were alone at the trailhead, he told her the truth. "I'm the person your husband is in love with. Caleb doesn't want to be with you. He deserves to live as himself." Maya erupted. She tried to get out of the car. Marcus grabbed her. She scratched his face and arms. He struck her. She fell. He struck her again. She stopped moving. He said he panicked. He moved her body into the undergrowth. He drove home. He washed the clothes. He told himself it was over. He told himself Caleb would finally be free. He said he had done it for love. The detective across the table told him that what he had done looked nothing like love.
When detectives told Caleb that Marcus had confessed, that Marcus had killed Maya because he believed it would finally free Caleb to be with him, Caleb became physically ill. He said he had never wanted that. Yes, he had complained about the marriage. Yes, he had said things in frustration, maybe something about wishing things were different, wishing he didn't have to choose, but he had never meant for Maya to be harmed. He had meant he wished he could figure out who he was without destroying everyone around him. Detectives asked him when he had first understood he was attracted to men. Caleb said he wasn't sure, maybe always, maybe it surfaced gradually. In his early 20s, he had dated women without pretense. He had been genuinely drawn to them. He had loved Maya when they married. But over the past several years, something had shifted. He had started noticing men in ways he didn't know how to categorize. He had tried to dismiss it. He had thought it would recede if he directed his energy toward Maya. It hadn't receded. It intensified. He had downloaded the app just to see, just to test the edges of something he didn't yet have language for. He had matched with Marcus. Coffee first, then more. Marcus made him feel for the first time like he didn't have to perform a version of himself that didn't quite fit. Caleb said he had known what he was doing to Maya even while she didn't. He had known it was wrong. He had told himself repeatedly that he would figure it out, end the affair, or come clean, or leave, but he had done none of those things. "I was weak," he told detectives. "I was selfish. I was a coward."
Marcus Devereaux was charged with first-degree murder. The defense argued it was unpremeditated, a crime of overwhelming emotion committed by a man in psychological crisis. The prosecution countered with the GPS trail, the 38 minutes at a remote location, and the deliberate concealment of the body. Planning, they argued, consciousness of guilt. The jury took less than a day. Marcus Devereaux was convicted and sentenced to life in prison, eligible for parole in 2051. He will be 57 years old. Maya Calloway was 33 when she died.
Caleb Calloway did not attend the trial. He resigned from his position, sold the townhouse, and relocated to Denver. Maya's family no longer speaks to him, not out of blame exactly, but out of grief they don't know how to separate from the sight of him. They have said publicly that if honesty had entered that marriage earlier, none of what followed would have been possible. Maya's mother brings fresh flowers to her grave in Savannah every single week without exception. She says her daughter deserved a partner who was honest about who he was. She deserved a marriage built on something real. She deserved to be 36 years old right now, doing work she loved, walking trails on the weekend, building the future she had been planning since she said yes on a mountain overlook at dusk. Instead, she is a name carved in stone. Her mother says she is not angry at Caleb. She is not even angry at Marcus. She is angry at the cultural pressure and the inherited shame that convinced a man that hiding was safer than telling the truth. She is angry that her daughter became the casualty of someone else's silence.
If you are keeping a secret this significant from the person you share your life with, tell the truth. It will be painful. It may end the relationship, but it will not end a life. If you love someone who is hiding something, make room for honesty. Do not make the truth feel more dangerous than the lie.
And if you find yourself on the outside of someone else's relationship, waiting for them to leave, walk away. You cannot manufacture love by eliminating what stands between you and it. Marcus believed that. It cost him everything. It cost Maya more. Maya Calloway should be alive. She should be 36. She should be building something and hiking something and living something. Instead, she is a lesson. Remember her. Remember that everyone who trusts you deserves your honesty in return, especially when honesty is the hardest thing you have ever had to offer.